I am not a Russian. I would never claim to be Russian. I only hold two citizenships. I have my American citizenship by birth. I am an American born man, and I was naturalized as a Mexican because of my heritage in Mexico. Now, I will tell you who will be Russian. My unborn child, if I am blessed enough, will be Russian. As many of you know, my wife is pregnant. We are expecting our first child. And if I am blessed to be able to be given a child by my wife and she can produce for us our first child, well, guess what? That child will be born here in Irkutsk Oblast. That child will be a Russian citizen by blood and by place of birth. I, like I said, was born in the United States. Here you can see California, USA. If you know how these passports work, you know that that is the place of birth. Now, I understand that when you see a Mexican passport, maybe you are uncultured, but there's tons of Russian Americans, Italian Americans, German Americans. People in the United States come from all over the world. I am obviously Native American because I have Mexican blood, but even on my Mexican passport, you will see that I'm born in Los Angeles, California. Okay, it is not that clear, but it is there. Place of birth, Los Angeles, California. And when I say that I am not Russian, I say it with honor because I don't think that the Russian people would like a traitor to come to their country. Currently, I am working on my residency, and when and if I am accepted and I'm given residency in Russia, well, guess what? I will say I'm a Mexican American citizen of both, and I'm a resident of Russia, right? That only makes sense. But I would never claim something that I am not. By the way, leave those comments down below. I read all of your comments and I like to hear your opinions, right? And I want to know what your perspective is. Is there anybody who is watching who is an immigrant in Russia? Tell me how you feel. Or is there an immigrant in Russia who's gotten his residency, its permanent residency, or their citizenship? And tell me what you think. A lot of these things that I'm saying, like I say, it's just my experience, and everybody's experiences will be different here in Russia. And I really value the time that you guys take into leaving those comments because we learn from each other. I make these videos and then I read your guys' comments and I end up making more videos depending on what I read or how I feel or how we communicate on our forums. And this is what makes this community so good. This video is probably going to make maybe Russian people mad or people from all over the world mad, but I am not a hypocrite. I am not a traitor. I have honor. And I mentioned many times that I would honor my child's heritage, my child's bloodline. I would honor my child's mother and the family of my child. And so by saying that I am not Russian, it is a great honor to my child and my wife and all of Russia. Because if you have a turncoat mentality, right? If you come from another country and you claim to be Russian and you love Russia so much and you hate your home country, well, then you just bite the hand that feeds you. And that is not me. I am not a Benedict Arnold. I am not someone who will turncoat like this. And the most important reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because if you are that type of person, you're very likely to betray even Russia in the future, right? If you betrayed your own mother, why would you not betray somebody who's adopted you? This is absolutely my mentality. And so I am proud of what I am. I'm born in the United States. My mother came from Mexico, and I hold both citizenships. And I am not Russian. I know a lot of people also say, no, but you live there and you should be proud. You should be trying to be Russian. No, guess what? I would never be Russian. I am not a descendant of Russians. I could perhaps get Russian citizenship and be naturalized as a Russian person, but I am content with saying I have a Russian soul. It's in my heart. I live amongst the people here in Siberia. I do as they do. I don't live better off than any of the people that I know. I live very average life here, and I don't want to push or impose myself on them, and I don't want to be imposed on. I know exactly how I should assimilate, and I know exactly how I can respect the society that has welcomed me. And by the way, welcome to a new video. I am Dan Castle. I live in Irkutsk Oblast. I am an immigrant right now in Russia. I am from the United States originally, as I mentioned, and I'm not an expat. I'm not none of these other dumb Western words. I am an immigrant. Just like my mom was a legal immigrant to the United States, I am trying to become a legal immigrant here in Russia. And my background is, like you know, I'm born in the United States, raised in the United States and in Mexico for some time. And I make these videos as educational videos in case you want to travel to Russia as a tourist, or you want to also immigrate to Russia. And by the way, guys, I do ask you guys, if you enjoy this type of content, to subscribe and put notifications on, because it helps the channel grow. We are on our way to 90,000 subscribers. By the end of this year, that's the goal. So thank you so much for supporting, and let's continue. One thing that I do here in Russia to make sure that I'm on the path of assimilation is I work a lot on the plot that we bought with my wife. We make videos where we're working out there, busting our asses to make sure that our future child has a place to live, that we can leave something for that child, and hopefully we have more than one, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm engulfed by Russian culture and traditions here where I live. I don't live in a major city, but I do live in a town that, I'm telling you, this is where the soul of Russia is, next to Lake Baikal. And I couldn't be more happy. I am happy expressing these feelings to you, because you have to understand it's different for everyone. If you plan on being an immigrant in Russia, your path is going to be much different than mine. There is thousands of towns and villages and cities in this country, and wherever you decide to settle, the feeling of Russia manifests in your heart and in your soul differently. This is why we say a Russian soul, because everybody is manifested by this feeling and love towards Russia differently. But do not get it twisted. I myself, like I said, I am not Russian. There's a big difference there. And I can tell you, when I was in the United States, just because of my accent, because of my mother's background, her heritage, a lot of the times I would be told, yeah, you're a wetback, you're not American. And I don't feel like going through that again here in Russia, right? I don't want to fake the funk here in Russia. In America, even though I was born in the United States and raised there, sometimes you did get treated differently. Now, I don't even want to risk it. I'm going to be upfront. Even if I do become a Russian citizen one day in the future, I will say, listen, I have the Russian citizenship. I am not a Russian person, but I have lived here long enough. I have paid my dues, and I respect the Russian culture. And we'll see what happens when we get there. But I would never claim to be a Russian person, because I feel that this human being in my wife's belly, this is a true Russian. The blood that runs through that child's veins is Russian. I just have a Russian soul, and I'm an immigrant in Russia. I never want to feel what I felt growing up in my own country, and I am content with that. Believe me, the biggest, most important gift that can go towards Russia and back to me is we can make this baby together with my wife, and it's a present for Russian Federation, but it's also a gift for me. It is honorable for me to know that, look, I have come here as an immigrant, and my child will represent me in the future. And it's a beautiful thing for me. I can't imagine. I can't wait. Thank you so much for watching this video. You know what to do if you support, subscribe, like. I'll see you later on a live stream. Bye.